Yo, 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 yo! What is up, peoples? Data Daddy is back. What is going on?
Garbage.
Oh, garbage. Okay. Why was that behind the camera? Oh. Oops. That was supposed to be above. Welcome in, Cypher. Congratulations, Cypher. You were first today. Well done. Much internet points for you. And I saw that Steffi, as usual, was not first. So, I guess congratulations for not being first. What pronouns on Twitch? Or your personal thing? This uses Alejo. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. His extension within the chatter thing. Within this one. Within that, you just want to beat the bot. Oh, I see. Hello, Yoast. And Roy Leasy, very good to see you again as well. Rugmatbot is sleeping. Yes, Rugmatbot is indeed sleeping. I think Jay Walter's bot is also sleeping. Hi. Steffi. Not first, best first. Interesting. Have to change something. Can't read my own text. Be collecting as much info as he can. He'll have forms to put our cities. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Roy Leasy? Anyway, it is Friday. It's the first Friday back streaming in a month. Jay Balter left because he was bored during the long break. You will have to convince him to come back. Data Daddy is hungry for data. Yes. And fortunately, Daddy's appetite has been served. Because there's so much to talk about, chat. I had to delete articles out of my list because we never ever would have been able to get through all of them. That's how crazy, that is how crazy it has been. And by no doubt you've seen some of the stuff, but yeah, there's some pretty wild stuff out there. Yeah, I added a border to my little tiles on my scenes, so it looks a little bit nicer. I think it's starting to take a bit more shape, and maybe in a year or two we will have a setup that we like, and then we will change it again. Hello, Flyboy. Is this hat not silly enough for you?
Make them points rain.
How's that? Is that better for you? Vision trouble, oh my word. Flyboy, do you still have so many points? How is it that you have so many channel points? Incredible. Oh, just in time. Just in time to not get flashed by 90 million lumens. There we go. Hello, JD Does Dev. Good to see you. 16k. Oh, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. There are people in chat with more, though. There's definitely people with more. Oh yeah, I forgot to check if this worked. I guess we'll find that out in a moment. How was your week? How's your week, chat? I hope, yeah, I hope you had a good time. My week this was probably one of the busiest weeks I've had this year. I did not enjoy it. Oh, it does work. Wonderful. I did not enjoy this week so much. I did enjoy it in the sense that there was a lot of cool stuff that we did and lots of little like micro wins.
Garbage.
But overall it was a pretty intense week. However, there is one aspect, one thing in particular that makes this week amazing. And it's something that I do have to tell you about because it is going to affect our relationship, chat. It is going to affect some things in the coming months. Hello, Forex.
Why?
I have signed my first ever consulting contract with a company that is based outside of Switzerland, and part of that contract stipulates that I shall be giving a 1-week course on site. So, no, not 9 months. No, not that kind of stipulation. I will be taking another break at some point in May. It is not the US. It is the country that you least expect. It's a country that none of you would ever guess, ever in your wildest dreams. You would never ever guess that I signed a contract with this country, a company that's based in this country. It is not North Korea. It is not Russia. It is not Swaziland, although that is a very good guess. JD does dev. It is not Mexico. Are we just going to list all the countries in the world and I'm going to say yes or no to them? It is not Antarctica because that's a continent, not a country. Hi, Marcy Popsis. Welcome back to chat. It is not Kenya. It is not Mali. Do you really want to do this, chat? Do you really want to do this? JAR? Georgia, the country, not the state. No, it is not Georgia or Papua New Guinea. Chat, are we really doing this? Are we going through every country in the world? It's gonna take you that long to get there. It is not Mongolia. What does JAR stand for, Forex? JAR? Start with continent. Okay, look, it's obscure, okay? That already narrows it down significantly because it's probably not Europe. It's not Europe. It's not Europe. I actually have to look up. Wait. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, the country is technically sort of in 2 continents. It's not Egypt or Kazakhstan. It is a real country. It is absolutely a real country. Give me a minute, write a script that will put all the countries in your chat. No, you don't need to put all the countries in chat. It is not Tuvalu or Turkmenistan, but it is a country that has 2 continents, kind of. Yeah. Yes, it is between Europe and Asia. It is not Turkey. You're going through all the T countries. It's not China. Is China partially in Europe? Not really. I don't think so. Slovakia. No, it's not Slovakia. You will get it eventually, chat. It's just a question of how long it's going to take you to get it. Not Panama, not Czech Republic, not Georgia, the country or the state. Although I may be going to Georgia in October, actually, by the way. It is not Colombia. Colombia is also not in Europe or Asia. So Panama is also not in Europe or Asia, I believe. Between Europe and Asia, that narrows it down to Russia, Turkey, what is that? Asar. I can't even read this. Wait, I have to change my font. Is Panama considered a country since it's US territory? I think so. Is not Italy. Azerbaijan. Yes. Finally. Finally. Steffi wrote it in Steffi wrote it in German. I was so confused. I couldn't see half of it because of Justin Letters doing weird doing weird formatting stuff. But yes, Azerbaijan. That is correct. I have signed an agreement with a company based out of Azerbaijan. So Steffi technically gets the win, but Marcy, you helped. You all helped, technically. Everyone who posted countries in chat technically helped. So yeah, it's a pretty big contract. I won't lie about that. It is a pretty significant amount of work. I am designing an entire data analytics training program for them. And one of the things is I'm gonna have to go there in person for a week for a kind of boot camp kickoff thing, and that's going to be sometime in the next 2 months. So I'm going to have to also take a break for streaming during that time, and also maybe a little bit before. I don't know exactly. So there will be some vacations at some point. But right now I'm here. We can do the data cafe. I've updated OBS to version 30.1, and I am hoping, desperately hoping, that this update of OBS fixes the issue that I was having, because one of the dependencies, which was in the stack trace of the crashes that I was having in OBS, one of those dependencies has been updated. And I feel like that could be part of the reason why things were not going so well. But we will see. It remains to be seen. Yeah. So if you're here for the first time and you haven't written in chat yet, that's okay. You can just lurk, sit back, consume the content. But you are more than welcome to chime in. Okay, Flyboy. I'll swap hats this time. You're more than welcome to chime in and join the discussion. It's a little bit more interactive than on LinkedIn or other places where you might just think it's a webinar. This is more than just a webinar. Look at this. I mean, look at all this gear I have. Look at all these colors. I have this special little mask. I write people's name on it. Yeah. I write people's name on it when they subscribe or get gifted a sub on Twitch, which is pretty cool. So yeah, if you would like to participate in the discussion, then feel free to do so. In the meantime, can I make my hat stand up? No, you can't really see it. Whatever. In the meantime, It's a webinar that you bought expensive gear for. Yeah, exactly. It's a very expensive, well-prepared webinar. If you haven't already noticed, this thing up here, that is a prompter. Elgato's teleprompter. Just the numbers ad. Oh no, I don't have that. Sorry, Flyboy. I don't have the ad prepared. I don't have it.
Garbage.
I'm so sorry. No, I'm gonna refund. I'm gonna refund, Flyboy. Don't worry. It's get refund. It's a refund. Finite singularity. 32 months. Fun fact about the number 32, if you subtract the ones spot from the twos spot, you get 1, which is 2 less than 3. What? What the heck? We do not have clips on this scene, Steffi. I'm very sorry. One moment. We can change that. 1 second. We do not have clips on this scene.
Garbage.
I'm gonna add it. Don't worry. Chill your shizzle. Okay, it's on there now. You can do it again. It's on there. Oh, look at that. Broke it again. Thank you, Finite, so much for 32 months. How was your stream, Finite, with study time? How did the first one go? And by the way,
when I'm messing around with things. So we're gonna have the equipment serializer. Oh, good lord. And here he comes. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Captain Jack Singularity.
Why ye be using this ear program?
I don't know if I wanted it full screen.
A true buccaneer loves the sea.
I didn't really want it to be full.
True.
But okay.
Did you... Eggsy, there is no recording of Disappointed Dad.
I didn't really want it to be full. Hold on. I wanted it more like this. Yeah, that's better. What did I want to say? Do I have a shout out for the left? Oh, I do. I have a shout out for the left too. This is actually really cool the way that I've built this. Maybe I should show you this at one point, chat. I should definitely tell you how I built my whole OBS setup now. It was great. I think people are excited for the class. It's going to be a lot of fun. Nice. You said it's like several weeks, right, Finite? You said it's going to be several weeks worth of content? That's insane. Also, Finite, do you want to be on the mask? There's a lot of space. There's a lot of space on the mask of subscription. You can basically choose wherever you want. Early April to end of June. Oh my word. That is a lot of content. Left eye Lopez position as usual. Let me get your orange. It's Finite Orange, this one. Left eye Lopez as usual. I can check so many masks as you in this left eye Lopez position. It's kind of funny. I'm gonna try and get it in one go without missing, okay? Finite. Thank you for the lights. Oh, I think I did. I think I nailed this one. I think this is the best one yet. No, I think this is the best one yet. Look at this, chat. Look at this absolutely beautiful placement. Also, language in my chat, Steffi. No potty mouth here. I'll have to time you out. So anyway, I think it's time that we get started. What do you think, chat? You misspelled snigularity. What? How dare you? Finite snigularity. It's right there. It says it. Finite singularity. Anyway. Yeah, wash your mouth with soap. Exactly. Drop game people. Listen. You haven't hit it yet. So, today's drop game target is 99.95 or above, I should say. If you hit 99.95 in the drop game or above, you win a prize. Isn't that wild? I think we should get started. I see Steffi has already started things off with the meme of the day. The meme of the day, chat. I'm very happy with this one. It's a Spider-Man meme. Who here likes Spider-Man? Do y'all like Spider-Man? It's a Spider-Man meme. Hello, T. Drayson. 32 months. Oh, like finite. Twitch has asked me to let you know I've subbed for 32 months. So I'm here telling you I've subbed for 32 months. Thank you very much, T. Drayson. T. Drayson, would you like to have your name on the Mask of Subscription? Hey, Canhorn! 22 months! Amazing. Oh my gosh, we have so many people subbing. Ghost Daddy, hello! Welcome to the stream. You're already on it. Do you get to go again? That's interesting. Why are you already on the mask? Do you have like a weird sub period? Did you just continue your sub? What did you do exactly? How is it that you get on the mask twice? I don't know. What's the rule, chat? What is the rule on this? What do you think? Should T. Drayson get to be on the mask twice? Maybe TD got gifted. You probably came back just before my sub renewed, and it renewed again? No, I don't think so. Hi, No Good Nick. They have to be mirrored perfectly. What, on the lips? How is that even possible? How do you want to mirror this? I don't even know how you would do that. Are you saying mirrored? Oh, wait, you're saying lips and forehead. Like, above the nose. That kind of mirroring. Perfectly, Maddie. The execution falls to you. Oh gosh. Lady of Code, hello! Oh my gosh, what time is it for you? Tabs, what time is it for you? You were away for 6 weeks, so if you came back 2 days before my sub ended. I was away for 4 weeks, actually. 7:34. Oh, that's right, you're in the UK. I keep forgetting. I meant like over itself, but I'm used to being Oh, you want me to write T. Drayson upside down, is what you want. Okay. Well, Canhorn, you get to go. You definitely get to be on the Mask of Subscription, Canhorn. I think we're still debating on T. Drayson's participation. Again, you can choose one of these amazing 80 colors that are here. Before I leave again, how are you? What are you up to? Hey, Tabs, I am doing great. I'm doing great. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. We're covering all the news today. News and data and stuff. But you shouldn't leave again. Are you already talking? You're just here. You just got here. Now you're already talking about leaving. What kind of Twitch viewer are you? You come in and be like, oh, yeah, I'm just here now. I'm about to leave again, you know? Thank you, Anonymous Gifter, for gifting Twitch a tier 2 sub. That's amazing. You leave the UK. Oh. Wait, you leave in May? Are you coming to Switzerland before then? Yeah, we should meet. We should meet in person. Totally. Oh my gosh, we have a hype train. Don't entertain Bezos, okay? With the hype train thing. It's just a scam. It's a scam. It would be lovely if you're... I am going to Switzerland, but not yet. Wait, are you talking about meeting T. Drayson? No, I'm confused. Let's check out a clip.
Mommy. Shouldn't reply about which.
What? You haven't sanitized your clips. Oh dear. We've seen that too often. We've seen it far too often. You need to clean up your clips. Okay? Lady of Code is part of the Claw stream team. And actually, Tabs, aka Lady of Code, I actually usually watch your stream when I wake up, but I'm so sleepy that I don't write in chat. But I'm there. I'm there. I want you to know that I'm there. Yeah. If you decide to come to Switzerland, that would be super cool. It would be great. If you don't, you don't. But, you know, it's all good. It's all good. So, anyway, people, now that you've seen this amazing meme of the day... I'm sorry, did someone write this was an L take, by the way? Who said this was an L take? I think someone in chat... Oh my gosh, Cypher, did you actually say this is an L take? How dare you? How dare you say this is an L take? Right join is not a real join. Okay? Oh. I guess Rugmat's not here. Someone has to do that. Someone has to do it. I guess. Right join isn't a real join. Yeah. You start left joining streams on Twitch. Yeah, absolutely. I will left join all my streams on Twitch. No problem. No problemo. Anyway, it's time, chat. It's time to begin. Should we run a prediction this week? Would you like to run a prediction, chat? I'm happy to run a prediction for you. Namely, if there is a article this week about TikTok or not. Yes. TikTok predictions. Should we do a TikTok prediction? Is there going to be a TikTok article? TikTok? Question mark. Forsaking the right join puts you on road to actually planning our queries. Can't have that. Alright, let's get the poll running. Oh no, not poll. Prediction. Manage prediction. Start prediction. Will there be an article about TikTok? Yes. No. No. Okay, let's make it more difficult. Let's make it more difficult. Because you already all know the answer to this. How about, will there be a... Let's check. Will there be a... Let's do Apple. Should we do Apple? Will there be an Apple article this week? Will there be an Apple article this stream? I'm starting the prediction. You have 15 minutes to predict. What's your favorite flavor of fruit? What? Congrats on the hype train, people. Vote in the prediction. Predict with your points, earn more points. It's not a scam. Favorite flavor of fruit? That would imply that the same fruit can have different flavors? Is that even possible? I don't think that's possible. Hey, J. Walter. I don't think it's possible for a fruit to have different flavors, is it? I don't think so. Maybe he meant fruit flavor? I don't know. Maybe he meant fruit flavor. My favorite fruit is probably citrus, to be honest. I know it's a weird take, but I love citrus. I love lemon and lime. Yuzu. Would yuzu count as citrus? I wonder. Oh, also, we have to write Twitch's name on the mask, because someone gifted a subscription to Twitch, so we're going to use purple. Use Twitch's purple. And we're going to write Twitch on the mask. And because we love Twitch so much, we're going to give Twitch a very prominent and obvious position on the mask. So whenever we show the mask, everyone will know that Twitch was gifted a sub. Very obvious, right? So we're going to do like this. There we go. All right, let me show you that, chat. So that's also done. And Canhorn, like I said, if you would like to have your name on the mask as well. So here is Twitch's name on the mask of subscription. Hello? Right there. On the very prominent and excellent position. So whenever I show the mask, everyone can see Twitch's name very clearly. Awesome. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We love Twitch so much, so we give them the best position possible on the mask, of course. Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 4.32, what's your favorite color of giraffe? What? T. Drayson, have you by any chance? This is a very. I'm sure that this is a very obscure and rare chance that this is the case, but have you by any chance taken something today that would cause you to act differently than your usual self? Because your question is very obtuse and doesn't really make much sense. I've had my Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal and Wendy's. Is that like a balanced Friday meal? I don't see many points in the prediction, chat. Wow. How can I open the prediction? Can I open the prediction? Summary. Chat, look at this. Look at this. 2 people. Do none of you have any opinions? It seems like none of you have an opinion. This is not a bits, this is not a bits, this is a channel points situation. Drayson. Devin has more of an opinion than me. J. Walter is not allowed. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. No, J. Walter, you are exempt. You are exempt from the shaming.
Why?
Because J. Walter lives in a country where it is considered gambling. Oh yeah, Marcy, you're not allowed to either. But hey, J. Walter, you could still vote. You just can't vote with points. You could still predict, you just can't predict with points. Your opinion matters. Exactly. But anyway, So let's see if there's going to be an Apple article this week. With that, let's get started with the first article of today, which is a tweet. As usual, all of these articles and links will be listed in the Patreon stream recap. The stream recap is entirely for free, so if you want any of the links from today, you just go there to my Patreon and you get them. It's that simple. Biggest news that we've had in the last couple weeks has definitely been one of the biggest, if anyway, has been that Elon Musk is doing OpenAI. Very, very, very juicy. We have a meme, a Twitter meme. What is the Twitter meme? Yes, that's a good. It's already become a meme. It has. You shouldn't be stealing links for your own gain. But this is transformative content, so it's fine. What has Elon Musk sued OpenAI for, you might be asking yourself? Well, Musk has basically said that OpenAI has breached their founding agreement of being fundamentally open about their development towards artificial general intelligence and being more closed. So the main allegations: Mr. Musk's concerns over AGI falling into the wrong hands, B, OpenAI founding agreement, Musk's crucial role in getting OpenAI off the ground, Altman and Brockman repeatedly reaffirmed the founding agreement, etc., etc. So they have some things in there that they're talking about. So Musk's legal request is compelling specific performance of the defendant's repeated contractual promises. For example, an order requiring that defendants continue to follow OpenAI's long-standing practices of making AI research and technology available to the public. So it's very interesting. We will see what happens. This is most probably going to go to trial. It's quite likely to go to trial. But I do follow Louisa Jarowski, and she is covering all of this news really, really closely. So we will always be able to stay up to date on what's happening. Better than him stealing your breath. Well, if I manage to take your breath away, Tabs, then I would say that my content is breathtaking. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't that qualify as breathtaking? And that's what they call streamer Riz. Majestic. Thank you, Marble. Thank you very much. So that's something to stay on top of. Here's another fun one. How many of you know about Spoutable? Have you heard of Spoutable before? This is one of those stories where the author has very clearly stated this in the beginning. It's one of those stories where as it unravels, you keep going, no way, no way, over and over again, because it's so ridiculous. So Spoutable has an API that is innumerable. I don't know if any of you have heard of the term innumerable before. Innumerable effectively means that everything you do looks like this. It's a sequence. It's a sequence of numbers that goes in a defined order. It doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it means that it's innumerable. It's predictable. Someone sent this InfoSec researcher a file with 207,000 scraped records. And the API URL looked like this one. spoutable.com/sptbl_system API, main user profile box, parameter username equals Troy Hunt. And this is shocking, is that this isn't even Troy Hunt's account, because Spoutable is a very large aggregator of information. It was meant to be an alternative to Mastodon and Blue Sky. And Troy Hunt is a researcher and has unraveled this incredible saga that is Spoutable effectively had APIs that were open to the public that you could enumerate over. So if you went to those APIs, you could effectively get information about these people. Wild. And Troy is the founder of Have I Been Pwned? If you don't know about that site, it's a very, very useful site for detecting if your data is in a breach or not. And yeah, basically, there's just some weird stuff in here. Like email and IP address, and verified phone numbers, and gender. I had no expectation at all that any of that data being publicly available. It's certainly not indicated on the pages where I entered it. Look at that. It doesn't say anywhere here that when you put your email address there, that it is available via API to the public. That's kind of, you know, kind of a problem, don't you think? I don't think this is going to court, because already people from OpenAI posted Musk's communication where he advised not to put the development around AI publicly and he controlled OpenAI. We will see. We will see. I personally think it will go to court, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, this is a bit weird. This is a bit weird. So effectively, the Spoutable API enabled any user to retrieve the bcrypt hash of any other user's password, which is also not good. Because that is very bad, very, very bad to return any kind of cryptographic hash about anything, because it kind of defeats the whole purpose of a cryptographic hash, because you shouldn't be supplying it via API because you don't need to authenticate as the user. Like, it's so bad, and this whole article just goes deeper and deeper and deeper into how bad it is, that you can even get someone else's two-factor authentication code. Like, you can actually ask, if someone else goes to this public API with the right endpoint, they can get your two-factor authentication code. Like, it is so bad. It is so bad. It is such a breach of privacy. And what's really fun is, how long does it take to crack a 6-digit number? Troy puts a tweet out. I have a little challenge for you. Below is the bcrypt hash of a 6-digit number. Who can work out that number, and how long did it take you? Someone responds with the number, and that it took just under 3 minutes. Proving that this entire cryptographic thing is pointless. Anyway, this whole story is very bad. It's very, very bad. It's bad. To the point where you could reset someone else's password. So anyway, if you have a Spoutable account, yes, the APIs have been fixed since this very leaky API has been patched, but I highly, highly, highly recommend that if you have a Spoutable account, that you check if you have been using that password somewhere else, if you've been using those credentials elsewhere. Like this, it's pretty bad. It's not a good look for them. Not a good look. Cloak.com and give different emails and phone numbers to every service you use. Limits the visibility of any one breach. Wait, but how can you give out different phone numbers if you need to actually receive the two-factor authentication code? Like, you'd be using a phone number that doesn't belong to you. So the next time you log in and it asks you for a two-factor authentication code, and it's like some random one-time throwaway number that you got from some weirdly obscure website, you won't remember where that was, and you won't be able to get that two-factor code anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I understand your point, Marble, but I just don't see how that scales. The email address thing, yeah, it's no problem. See, that's the magic. They give you their number for the second number, and then they get your two-factor texts. Oh. Interesting. Finite, what's your phone number, by the way? Just out of curiosity. Would you mind sending it to me? Maybe I want to text you, you know? Would you send me your phone number? So I'm leaving this prediction up, but it's already been closed. I'm gonna dismiss this. Man, who uses phones these days? I use my phone a lot, Lady of Code. Then they log in for you, purchase for you, and even have stuff sent to their address instead of yours. Yes. Finite has a landline. You see? You see, Tabs? Although, secret for you, chat.
We also have a landline.
So I use my phone for 2FA. Try texting this one. What phone number is this? What phone number is this? 066. What country okay, what country code? What country code is 66? Thailand? It's not a phone number. Ah. Horrible. We had to have a landline in Malaysia because it was bundled with internet and we couldn't get rid of it. We have a landline because it was free. Simple. Phone numbers can be duplicated, and when such a number is connected to the network, the first number is disconnected. Duplicated? 0666. Oh. Now I'm reading it as 0666 Leet 42069. Thanks, JD. I appreciate that. Do you all want to hear? Do you all want to hear about a crazy heist? Do you all want to hear about a crazy heist? An AI heist? An AI heist. Hey, Wilmil. Good to see you. Stop posting your phone numbers in chat. Stop posting your phone numbers in chat. I don't want to have your phone numbers, okay? I'm going to tell you a story, chat, about a one-of-a-kind, first of its kind, AI heist. A multinational company in Hong Kong suffered a loss of $25.6 million. How did this happen? Well, the scam that they were subject to features a digitally recreated version of the company's chief financial officer, along with other employees who appeared in a video conference call instructing an employee to transfer funds to an account. That's right, they deepfaked the CFO and other employees of this company to dupe someone into transferring money to them. This is literally the first time that someone has used a deepfake to execute a company-wide scam. And it was, of course, very effective. $25 million. Kind of wild. How often do people call the tail? What? How often do people call the tail had a bit of a tumble? Yeah, rip. Massive rip. The first of its kind in Hong Kong involving a large sum, use of deepfake technology. The scammers were able to convincingly replicate the appearances and voices of targeted individuals, and here's the crazy part, using publicly available video and audio footage. And that's the scary thing. That's the scary thing, chat, because look at all this public content of me. Someone could easily deepfake me, right? With all of this content out there, someone could easily create a deepfake of me, which is why several months ago, I called my bank and I told them I want to add a security question to my account that if anyone ever calls to do something in my bank account, you have to ask them an additional security question. And here is the security question that I want to pick, and this is my answer to that security question. And they have added it to the file. And that is how to protect myself in case someone decides to create a deepfake of me. And yes, I did see that ludicrous display last night. What was the question and answer? The question was, who is my favorite Twitch chatter? That's the security question I gave my bank. And do you know what the answer was? What do you think the answer was? Chat. Who's my favorite Twitch chatter? It's not Amaranth, but close. It's close. It's actually Pokemon. It's actually Pokemon. So that is my bank security question and answer. Which join is correct? That was also an interesting fallback question. Like, what is my favorite join? And then as a joke, I could have said right join, because no one calling with a deepfake of me would say that my favorite join is right join, because they would have listened to all of the content that I create and then go ahead, call my bank. They only work 9 to 5. You all won't reach them right now. It's too late in the evening. Anyway, crazy scam. But we're gonna talk about that in a second. But speaking of deepfakes, robocalls are now illegal in the US. AI-generated voices in robocalls, specifically, are illegal. Now, I don't know what happens if you get a robocall that is AI-generated, how you actually report it. But if you are in the United States and you get an AI-generated voice in a robocall, then you should know that it is illegal, federally. How would you know it's AI-generated? This I don't know. Purely by the fact that it speaks weirdly, I guess. Like, you kind of tell a lot of the times. But if you have doubts, I don't know, maybe there is a way There's a news release about it. I don't know where you can report it. There might be a place to report it. Maybe. But anyway, rip Kitboga AI. No, because non-AI generated voices, robocalls, are still legal apparently. James Earl Jones called you last week. Yeah, oh wow. Very impressive. Very impressive. So anyway, we're gonna take a 3-minute break. There's a lot of content where I say the right join is the best join. You don't need a deep fake, just good splicing. Do it, Cypher. I dare you. You should totally do it. Also, Will Mill also participated in a heist once. Walking through the shopping center when I saw a man in a green hat near a jewelry store. I came up to say hello, but it turned out to be a dandelion. He left his crypto wallet and withered. Interesting. Let's take 3 minutes and we will get back to that in a bit.
Did I? No. I actually landed on 100. Chat. What just happened? No way. No way. Why is it me? Oh my.
On desktop and a single static. Oh, 88. Wait. Oh! Oh! It looks like I'm dodging a bullet, Surly. And a single static asset image. On. What is happening?
All-time record shattered! You shattered your all-time record!
Chad, nice! Very nice. 73% level 5. Very respectable.
I was there! I was there!
I was also here! Huzzah!
So they needed a talking to. Did you see that, chat? Did you see his little... I don't know what that was.
There are 2 4s? Oh, wow. You're right. I made a mistake. How did I not notice this? Yeah, Corsay Lannister. Thank you very much. Cersei.
Garbage.
Why, Chad? Why you gotta be so mean? Why you gotta be so mean about it?
I've got balls of steel.
Yeah, I don't... I'm ready. Turned off ad previewing for subs. Advertisement formats. Meta clip. Meta clips. Meta clips. Meta clips. Hold on. Hold on to your horses.
Why?
Meta clips.
Why?
I like meta clips. Meta clips. Meta clips. Meta clips. Meta clips. Any of you who have turbo, n equals 6. I'm glad you get so much amusement out of that. Hello. I have returned. Did you see that last clip, chat? The meta clips? So wild. I think it's so cool. Surly is a very good clipper.
Garbage.
Where did we leave off? Oh, I have a question. Yes. I have a question for you, chat. Who of you is a Reddit user? Do we have any Reddit users in chat? Hands up in the air if you are a Reddit user. Most probably, like, best case if you post content on Reddit. Do you post content or do you just use Reddit? Okay. Okay. Who of you post content on Reddit? Do you write any posts for Reddit?
Why?
I occasionally peruse Reddit, then I remember why I don't like Reddit, and then I leave, and then forget a few weeks later. Well, if you're a Reddit user, in the sense that you write posts on Reddit, or comments, then you may be a little upset to find out that Reddit is going to be training their AI with your user content. Over a decade of valuable user content is now for sale as Reddit prepares to go public. Reddit will let an unnamed large AI company have access to its user-generated content platform in a new licensing deal worth apparently $60 million a year. Until recently, most AI companies train their data on the open web without seeking permission. But that's been proven to be legally questionable. There's a lot of court cases out there about that at the moment. So that is why companies are now taking the approach that they're going to ask first. And so someone asked Reddit, and Reddit said, sure. The thing is that OpenAI apparently has a deal with news publishers for $5 million a year. So Reddit's data is apparently, quick math, 60 divided by 5, 12 times as valuable as news sites. Apple has also been seeking this type of deal, by the way. I don't know what kind of data Apple has exactly, but yeah. So this is a little bit concerning that you, as a Reddit user, have been writing content on this platform for 10 years. And now suddenly, this company is going to monetize this. How do you feel about that? I know how I would feel. Reddit's owned by Condé Nast. Exactly. It is a perfect match. Reddit's year-over-year revenue was up by 20% by the end of 2023, but it's still 200 million shy of a 1 billion target. The company was reportedly advised to seek a 5 billion valuation when it opens up for public investment, which is expected to happen in March, so this month. That's half the 10 to 15 billion it might have gotten in 2021 before the market downturn. Of course, this is all very speculative. It's all very speculative. But yeah, that is kind of wild. Yeah. And of course, it would not be a Data Cafe episode with yet another lovely article about our dearest and nearest platform, TikTok. Besides the fact that there is a vote going on in US government at the moment to actually ban TikTok outright if they don't divest into different company entities, which is a whole nother thing that we do not have time to talk about in detail, the EU has launched a TikTok probe into TikTok because of child protection concerns. Do you love your children? Do you care about children in your family? Do you care about children in your neighborhood? Well, the EU is saying that TikTok is violating child protection law. Think of the children. Addictive design and screen time limits, a rabbit hole effect, no proper age verification, and default privacy settings that are not conform to the EU's guidelines. These are the things that TikTok is being suspected of. And that is a big deal because the EU is responsible for enforcing a safe internet for minors. Think of the children, chat. The EU Commissioner Breton has accused TikTok of insufficiently implementing youth protection guidelines on its platform. These stipulate that teenagers under 16 only be allowed to use TikTok with certain restrictions, and tweens and children under 13 are only able to use a heavily trimmed down version of TikTok. TikTok's age verification procedure could be inadequate because it relies on users' entries without checking their age in any way when an account is opened. Of course, this is not a unique problem to TikTok. We have to be fair about that. There is a news article this week of how a certain adult website has ceased operations in Texas because of the way that the age implementation is supposed to work, that it's supposed to be verified with identity. So this is a problem. But on its website, TikTok does admit that it depends on users' honesty when it comes to such information. So this is not a new problem. But it's this part here that is interesting. Is TikTok addictive? Because, as we know, addictive substances like alcohol and drugs are regulated by law to protect children and arguably to protect adults too. If a platform like TikTok would be ruled addictive in nature, it could be considered a substance and thus fall under substance regulation. Isn't that wild? Isn't that crazy to think about how an app could be just as damaging to your health as heavy drinking? I mean, if that's not a perfect summary of the world we live in today, I don't know what is. I think it's very interesting. So, we will see what happens. And finally, we have it. We have it today, chat. An article about Apple. EU was also the first to regulate AI. That's right. Yes, they just released AI regulation this week. It hasn't been very clear about what's going to happen and how it's going to work, so I haven't covered it yet. Once I know a little bit more about it, I'll probably cover it in detail. Apple was fined 1.8 billion euros for breaking the law about music streaming. Is this ringing any bells for anyone? Also, I have to resolve the prediction. I'm very sorry. The answer was yes. There was an Apple article. So those of you who voted yes, congratulations on winning your points. I see that with 487 points go to T. Drayson and Marcy Popsis. Okay, congratulations. So, Apple was fined for music streaming, but how exactly? Well, this is the first time that they've been punished, by the way. The title of this article is a little bit misleading. I have to also make this text a bit bigger. Basically, what the EU has said is as the reason for them fining Apple this amount of money is that that Apple has broken the EU antitrust rules concerning restricting developers from informing consumers about alternative, cheaper music services available outside of the Apple ecosystem. Hi, Ginny. Good to see you again. This is the latest in a wave of regulation and fines, by the way, by the EU in the context of abusing market power. We have this whole DSA, which we'll talk about probably again at some point, these digital services, or DMA, Digital Markets Act, which regulates these very large platforms. And basically, they are saying that Apple is abusing its dominant position for streaming music in the App Store. So Apple said, of course, they're going to appeal it, and their shares fell 2.5% on this news, by the way. What's interesting is that the commission has gone beyond its normal fining procedure. Vestager said that the traditional part of the fine was 40 million euros, which is not even a speeding ticket, a parking ticket for Apple, right? So as a result, the commission increased the total fine to 1.84 billion euros, which is 0.5% of Apple's worldwide turnover. I just want you to think about these numbers for a second, okay? These are numbers that most people cannot fathom. It is almost impossible to fathom how much money this is. 1.8 billion euros is 0.5%, 0.5% of Apple's annual worldwide turnover. Where did the proceeds from this fine go? That's a very good question. The antitrust fines and fines that the EU collects, I think, are distributed largely to charitable foundations, from my understanding. Not sure if it says it here. And yes, it's too soon, Steffi. It's too soon. We can't talk about default audio player choice yet for EU users, right? If you're not aware, in the EU now, because of there was a deadline on March 6th to comply with these new Digital Markets Act, DMA. So basically, this has already caused Apple to propose a lot of changes to iOS, allowing users to download apps from other sources like websites, that is truly wild. And also alternative payment systems. So if you don't want to use Apple Pay, you can apparently use other payment systems. I don't know if you can use Google Pay on Apple. That might be, I don't know. But anyway, kind of wild that governments are starting to, governments are really starting to, the EU in particular, is really starting to regulate competition and how big companies are kind of anti-competitive by nature because they stifle smaller companies from ever coming into existence through their market position, thus also hindering innovation in the market. Because once you're so entrenched, once you're so comfortable in a particular position in the market, you have no incentive to do anything new because basically people have no other choice than to use your service, right? Next they'll come for the taxes Apple doesn't pay due to trickery. Yeah, that could be a big one too at some point, about how a lot of these companies have really weird corporate structures so that they don't have to pay taxes in certain countries and stuff. Yeah, I could see that being a big one too. But how do you feel about this, chat? Like, how do you feel about government meddling in the world of business, I guess? Like, shouldn't those things be separate? Like, shouldn't, like, why does politics have a say in, why does politics have a say in how companies do business and how effectively markets work? Oh, article. So the article cipher is about Apple being fined 1.8 billion euros for basically not making it obvious that you could use other cheaper music streaming services than Apple Music, right? And Apple Music is pretty expensive, let's be fair. It's not as expensive as Tidal maybe, but there's other services like Spotify or SoundCloud that are much cheaper, right? Isn't that what they are supposed to do? I don't know, Jenny, is government's job to regulate business? I don't know. I don't know if it's... Hi, Exegete. Good to see you again. I don't know if that's government's job. I don't know if... What does government even do, What is the government's job really? Like, what do they even really do? It's not like the people will regulate business. No, that's true. I mean... Oh, by the way, this should have a background. And it doesn't. Or it does? Oh, it does. Thank you. Thank you. How is it different to the government determining laws for how a toaster works? And how companies can buy and sell that, particularly cross-border? Maybe I'm just being naive, but somehow, I mean, the system should regulate itself, ideally. Like, people should want to choose the best solution for their problem. Thereby, if a company comes along and offers a better solution, people will switch, right? But I guess the point is that if a company is so entrenched and so large that other companies can't even be created in the first place, that's a bit tricky. Apple Music and Spotify is equal in pricing as of this year. They are both $10.99. Really? Huh. The system has already proved itself that it can't regulate itself. There's a huge barrier to entry to even start, never mind compete. Yes, I know. I know that the barrier to entry is high. I think the logic is that if we let the free market decide, by the time there is evidence of harm, we're too far down the road to turn back. Interesting. I see the point, yeah. People won't switch. Look at how many folks use Gmail still, regardless of it being a massive tracking app. Well, I think we have to distinguish between free and paid products, first of all. If you use a product for free, if you don't pay for something, then you're paying for it in an alternative way. Like Gmail, you're paying through data tracking. You're selling your data and usage of that data to another company. If you buy a vacuum and you don't pay for the online subscription package, when that vacuum breaks, don't expect to have cloud support. Like, I think you need to distinguish between free and paid. You pay for Spotify $10.99 a month, then you don't expect to get ads because you're paying for it. You're paying for the service to remove ads, right? Are you going to tell us that the users opted to not have self-replaceable batteries? This is true. This is a good point, Jenny. Absolutely. That's a very good point. Yeah, I mean, look at how many people are on Instagram, look how many people are on TikTok, look how many people are on these platforms. The general public doesn't have knowledge of how free products work in general. Well, anyway, who of you, I'm curious about this. Who of you knows someone in the US that owns a Tesla? This is relevant to our next article. Proton has a free tier, it's true. It's true. But you forego a lot of, don't forget Exegete, you forgo a lot of extra stuff by getting rid of Gmail, because Gmail is tied into a lot of things. I'm just saying. Okay, so Cypher, you know someone or yourself drive a Tesla in the US. Tesla is very, very popular in the US. But guess what? And I obviously, you know, no one saw this coming, of course, right? Musk is apparently, or has to apparently, recall almost every single Tesla in the US because the warning lights are too small. GG's, Musk. Tesla is recalling nearly all of its vehicles it has sold in the US because some warning lights on the instrument panel are too small. 2.2 million vehicles. 2.2 million vehicles are being recalled because someone didn't do proper requirements engineering. This is exactly what it comes down to. You can move fast and you can break things as a startup, but when you start producing products like this, you need to make sure that you conform to regulation. And that is a requirements engineering task. And if you don't do it, this is exactly what's going to happen. And this is going to cost them so much money. And the problem is, it is done through a software update. Yes, it is done through an online software update. It covers the 2012 to 2023 Model S, the 2016 through 2023 Model X, and the 2017 through 2023 Model 3. Brake, park, and anti-lock brake warning lights have a smaller font size than required by federal safety standards, blah, 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 blah. They've said they've released the software update and owners will be notified by letter starting March 30th. But Ginny, do you realize how much this mistake cost them? Do you realize how much it cost them to make changes to software that they didn't intend to change? Maybe it's a one-line code change. It could be, but we're talking about software updates to 2.2 million vehicles, which they normally wouldn't do at that scale, at that speed as well, right? Okay, it's not they have to call all the cars in physically. That would be, you know, horrendous. that would be pretty bad. Some UI designer in the review of the implementation said, oh yeah, the font should be a little bit smaller. It's not like a seatbelt thing. Exactly, it's not like the seatbelt thing where it can be done in an update. So what's interesting is that this recall comes after a 2-year investigation by the NHTSA into a series of crashes that happened while Autopilot partially automated driving system was in use. And we talked about one of those crashes a couple weeks ago before the break, about how deadly it was. The real question is, how did they get to the point to actually release something that doesn't conform to standard? Like, the NHTSA is surely responsible for signing off on new models, cars, you know. I haven't caught the stream in a while like this new layout. You could even zoom in the browser so we could read it. Yes, I could. I could if I wanted to. And this is only the second stream since we're back. But be sure to tune in on Monday, by the way, chat. We have a sponsored stream on Monday. I would love to have as many of you there as possible. I built a dedicated website just for Monday's stream. We did this on Monday this week. We built a dedicated website just to be able to set up the tracking that we need for Monday's stream. And we AI generated some literally cool vehicles. Look at these trucks. I mean, look at these vehicles. The iTruck Pro Max Ultra. I mean, really, how could you not be impressed by this, right? Would be a shame if someone redeemed Bunny Suit on Monday. They'd probably self-regulate. When my dad was developing a car, he literally spent 80% of his budget on making sure it passed crash safety tests and complied with requirements. Yes, and that's what you would expect. That's what you would expect for Tesla too, right? But here's the thing, right? This is not the only recall that Tesla's had. If it was just a font size thing, we would all say, "Oh, can happen to the best of us, programming mistakes, whatever," right? We can have those issues, but Tesla's recalling 1.6 million vehicles that they exported to China because they have problems with assisted steering and door latches. So, you know, there's obviously a lack of awareness for regulation there. Right? Did you know Apple wanted to make a realistic van that looked like the picture, only with smaller wheels? Tell me that's not true, 4X. Please tell me that's not true. Is it really true? It would be so funny if it was true. You show me the mock-up. Didn't we write of the door latch thing long ago? Because Tesla is a software company, not a car company. Yeah, but okay, sorry, Ginny. How can you say we're a company that manufactures an electric vehicle, but we're not a car company? We're a software company. Like, that sounds like a cop-out to me. That sounds like a cop-out. It sounds like an excuse to be like, oh, you know, we're not a car company. It's like Apple saying, oh, we're not a computer company, we're a design company, you know? It's an excuse. Like, when something's wrong with your MacBook, you don't complain about it, but then go, oh, you know, Apple is a design company, not a laptop company. So they can be excused for not making good software and good hardware, you know? What a sorry, Ginny, but that's I really don't agree with that take. I really don't agree with that take at all. I think that's a horrible take. Like, maybe it's not your take, to be fair, but I think it's a terrible take to say, oh, we screwed up as a company, but oh, we're not a product company, we're a software company or something. Just own up to the fact that you're making mistakes as a company because your CEO is a bit of a wild one, right? You can just own up to it. You can say, yeah, we effed up, you know? You can just be honest. You can just be honest. But yeah, the 1.6 million vehicle recall is serious. It's needed to prevent door latches from coming open during a collision. If the door opens during a collision and you get flown out of the vehicle, I mean, that's a big deal. I'm not saying I agree, but I'm presenting the point that as a generalization, we wrote of mistakes like door latches and panels that don't line up perfectly. Yes. Anyway, that's enough about Tesla. Let's talk about another car. Should have locked the door, yeah. The Apple Car. We reported a lot about the Apple Car. We talked about Apple patenting some weird seatbelt glowing light design thing that they were going to use in their car. But they've killed the project. They have killed the Apple Car. The closest we're going to get to an Apple Car. The closest we're going to get to an Apple Car. The closest we're going to get to an Apple Car is this. The iTruck Pro Max Ultra. We're not going to get any closer. 10 years, billions of dollars of investment, and multiple leadership changes. And they have canceled their car project, aka Project Titan. But why? Hi, Kara. Why did they cancel their car project? Apple will move many employees working on the car to the company's artificial intelligence division, where they will focus on generative AI projects, which Apple is expected to share more about later this year. But the car team also included hundreds of hardware engineers and car designers who will be able to apply for jobs in other divisions of the company. The rest are likely to be laid off. Still doesn't say why. Apple has never spoken publicly about its efforts to build a vehicle internally known as Project Titan, but a number of leaks over the years revealed the company's ambitions to expand into a brand new product category it had no experience in. Apple wanted to build a fully self-driving car without pedals or a steering wheel, with a remote command center ready to take over for a driver. But in recent years, Apple pared down its ambitions. As recently as last month, new reports suggested that Apple's car could debut in 2028 and could be an electric vehicle more like a Tesla. Blah, blah, blah. Apple had reportedly considered pricing the car at around $100,000, but Apple executives were reportedly concerned about profit margins. The move is a rare setback for the company, which according to Bloomberg worked on powertrain, self-driving hardware and software, car interiors and exteriors, and other key components over the years. There is no information in this article, nor in the other articles that I've read about this, that say why. So what is your best guess, chat? And no, they are not buying Tesla. Apple buying Tesla is very, very unlikely. Very unlikely. No, Ginny, the project was named Titan already quite before they saw the bill. Apple was still working of the assumptions that the Google car, remember that? Ooh, Google car. Not buying Tesla yet. They're gonna wait for Tesla's share price to tank and then buy Tesla. So my assumption is that Apple has seen how much money is in GenAI and how much money is in cars and vehicles and how much difficulty there is in producing a vehicle. And they said, you know what? Let's do the coding thing, because that's the thing we've been doing all along. They've been making software for a long time. They know how to make software. So they can just make AI. They can make very useful AI, and they can sell it for a lot of money. And the other thing, which Forex nails perfectly, is there's no profitability for services in a car. Once you sell the car, what do you sell on top of it? Like, there isn't really much else to add to the car. Yes, BMW has like a subscription for heated seats and crap like this, but I don't think Apple was going to go in that direction. So it's a one-time thing, and then people own a car for like 5 to 10 years. People own iPhones for 2 years or 1 year, and then they buy a new iPhone. That's a great path for Apple because they keep selling more devices. But for Apple, that's bad. It's bad to build a car. because it's a long-term item. As someone who originally bought his Nvidia shares a few years ago, based on 5G and automotive AI, I'm not sure AI and cars are mutually exclusive. No, they're not, but Apple doesn't want to be the one making hardware for it. I don't think they want to make the car. They want to be in every single car, which they are, because they have CarPlay. You could put chips in every part of the car so they could never be replaced anywhere but the Apple Store. Would we see... Hold on a second. Are you saying that we would have seen drive-through Apple stores? Is that what we would have seen, Forex? Drive-through Apple stores? Yes, hello, welcome to Apple. How may I help you today? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. You roll down the window, you're like, hi, I'll take one advanced AIU chip, and oh look, honey, they have the hood on special today. Okay, we'll take a Teflon hood as well, please. Okay. Yeah, so your total will be $1,499. And then, you know, you have your Apple Card, and then you Apple Pay with your iPhone, and you pay that, and then you go to your little parking spot, and then they do everything for you, and you drive away. And that's your experience at the Apple Garage. I mean, it could be kind of wild to think about it. Shop at Apple while charging your Apple Car, the Apple e-vehicle charger. They don't even want to buy in mapping from a proper mapping for navigation. Yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible. Hello, I would like to refill the water in the windscreen washer. That'll be $700 US. Speaking of Apple, we have another hardware question. How many of you already have an Apple Vision Pro or have used one? I have not yet. Never VR. Well, it's AR, but I see your point, XG. Driving rights management, DRM. Oh no. Oh no. That really takes me back, XG, DRM. Yeah, I have a VR headset for PlayStation, but I have not used the Apple Vision Pro, and I'm kind of curious about AR because, well, I think it's interesting. Like, it could be interesting to try out. It's not AR unless you can see through the screen when it's off, but you can see through the screen when it's off, can't you? Wait, can you? No, you can't, can you? Can you see through the Apple Vision Pro when it's off? Oh, so it's VR with pass-through. Ah. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. So, here's an interesting one. YouTube said they're not going to build a Vision Pro YouTube app. So a Reddit developer made one. I mean, chat. This developer made a YouTube app for the Apple Vision Pro. Now, if you know about the Vision Pro, you can pin windows that you see in your space to a specific physical point. So what's really funny is there's been swaths of people getting this YouTube app for the Vision Pro, and they have forgotten where they left their YouTube window. And then they'll go to the bathroom, they'll walk into the bathroom and they'll see, oh, I left my YouTube window on the floor. Because while they were taking a poop, they put their YouTube window on the floor so they could watch videos while they pooped with their headset on. Anyway, the app costs $5, one-time purchase, which I think is very nice. Very nice. Uses YouTube's embed API, in case you're wondering. And this is really nice. Basically, you can have dynamic aspect ratios. You can pinch drag to go through the video. You can double pinch on both sides to move the video forward and back. All kinds of cool stuff. I hadn't thought of taking the Apple Vision Pro to the bathroom with all those cameras. Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting. What I don't understand, or what I maybe am missing in this, is why isn't YouTube building a Vision Pro app? You know? Isn't that so the dev doesn't have issues with YouTube and their API rules? No. He used the embed API is perfect. You can even show ads in the embed API. I just don't really understand why YouTube is not making an app for it. It would seem like a no-brainer to me. Like, maybe they just don't have the development resources for it. I don't know. Well, anyway, maybe not worth the investment kind of thing. Yeah, maybe. The poor Apple AI that has to process all that video for their machine learning. Yeah. Isn't it a shame to develop a program for the 100 people still using Vision Pro? I hear they have numbers like every VR. It's sitting on the shelf gathering dust. Yeah. I guess it's a business case thing, right? What percentage of people who bought Vision Pro actually kept it? No idea. No idea. But it's probably less than 3 million. And I have a funny story for you. I have a funny story for you, chat. Do any of you use an electric toothbrush? I know it's a bit of a topic change, but... Hey, Pan, good to see you again, because the number of users is very limited. Cost to earning isn't favorable. Yeah. So, if you use an electric toothbrush, then you may be aware you use an Apple Brush Pro. Nice. I didn't know that Apple made electric toothbrushes. So apparently, so here's the thing. The original article that came out about this was sensational. It's a story about how 3 million smart toothbrushes DDoSed a website. A massive DDoS attack involving more than 3 million toothbrushes. However, there was criticism of the authenticity of this information, and the cybersecurity company published a statement saying that the DDoS attack was just a hypothetical scenario. So I want you to remember that this didn't actually happen yet. But it is very possible that toothbrushes could be used for a DDoS.
Why?
Lady of Code, gotta get ready for bed. Waking up at like 4 a.m. to eat. Wow. Thank you for being here, Tabs. Hope I can catch your stream again soon. Have a good night, in that case. Proof of concept. Oh, Ramadan. 4 a.m. Yeah, that's wild. The topic of toothbrushes being used for DDoS attacks was presented during an interview as an illustration of a given type of attack. It is not based on research from Fortinet or FortiGuard Labs. It appears due to translations, the narrative on this topic has been stretched to the point where hypothetical and actual scenarios are blurred. So basically, it was a bad translation. I think the original article was German. Oh, that's right. It was a piece from the Aargauer Zeitung, which is here in Switzerland, right? That the lack of security on smart toothbrushes could be an attack vector for malware. Your smart toothbrush could be infected with malware, and then those smart toothbrushes could be used to access the website of a Swiss company and take it down. It's a general concern for IoT devices that these small devices are typically not given much thought, and of course, because there's so many of them, they could very easily amass a very large audience, like fridges, microwaves, toasters, washing machines, dishwashers, kettles, you name it. All these things, blenders, toothbrushes, all these things together form an absolutely massive network that could take down a website or service very quickly, most certainly. So yes, of course, the article was not truthful. It didn't actually happen, yet. Mark my words, chat. Today, Friday, 15th of March, 2024, is the day that we predict...
Why?
It's the day that we predict that at some point in the future, there is going to be a DDoS attack with toothbrushes. I have the same concern with my pellet stove. Why should I connect to a website in order to turn on the stove that is literally in front of my computer?
Microsoft Excel.
Actually, one I saw the other week was someone wanting to put a 5G modem in a fridge because they didn't want to rely on the user setting up Wi-Fi, and they wanted a direct connection, public IP, so that they could over-the-air update them. So the pellet stove thing, Pen, is exactly the point, that if there isn't a real use case, why are you sticking expensive chips in this stuff in the first place? Like, why are you sticking chips in it? And why are you needing to make software to handle it? I understand for a washing machine that can order more fluid. Or for example, a fridge that knows you're out of milk and can order more milk from the store for you. Yes, in theory, yes, adding AI and internet makes everything better, in theory. But anyway, that was very funny. I thought it was pretty funny. Smart home. Anyway, here's a really, really fun one for you, chat. Because this is the hardware section. So we're talking about like physical stuff, right? Canon has launched a mask in Japan called the Privacy Talk MD100GY. An amazing product name, if you ask me. To mute online conversations in open spaces. So there's literally two microphones in this. There's one microphone inside that cancels your voice out and prevents people from hearing your voice around you. But there's another microphone in there that captures your voice and sends it to the people you're talking to. So how does this work? The sound deadening means the built-in microphone only picks up the user's voice rather than surrounding speech, and a built-in ventilation fan helps keep you cool, while a nearby microphone also cancels out the fan noise. Doing the round trip somewhere in Spain makes no sense, or wherever the Spanish company manufacturing the control boards have their servers. Oh, I see. Get your cloud notification to stoke the fire. Is this for use in the open plan office? So I could see this as being useful in an office, but I could also see this being useful in co-working spaces. You know? I mean, let's take a look at this chat. I haven't tried to play videos yet in my browser. That looks like a really engaging conversation. Okay, so it reduces noise by 20 dB. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. And of course, people can hear you a lot better because of the way that the microphone is isolating the sound. Chat, should I buy one of these and stream with it? Should I stream with one of these, chat? I'm kind of tempted to try it. How much does it cost? Oh crap, it's $160. Oh no. Can you even order it outside Japan? Can we even order it outside Japan? Are we gonna do this? Wait, I could get A buy it. I could get A to buy it and send it to me. Yeah. I could get A to buy it. Okay, someone clip this for me and send it to A so that when he wakes up in a few hours, he will automatically have it. We're gonna do like this. We're gonna do a shout out for A. A is a friend of the Claw in the Claw stream team, currently living in Japan, and is a helping designer. Let's have a little clip of A. Do we have a clip? Let's have a clip. Hey, A.
That fucking alignment is trash.
Swearing! Oh my word. Horrible potty mouth. Anyway, if A could buy this for me, that would be amazing. I'll obviously pay for it. Maybe figure out how much shipping is gonna cost. But yeah, that would be really cool. Be interesting. We should definitely try streaming with this. I think we can also translate this. Translate to English. That's not working. Oh, here we go. Privacy talk. 23,000 yen, tax included. Monitor is being sold and accepted at Canon online shop. Okay, hold on. What if we do purchase? Can you really just buy it online? I think you can, actually. I think you can. Yeah, it's better if A does it, though. It's better if A does it. Thank you for clipping that. Oh, I haven't actually tried this. Do this. Oh, nice. Okay, works. Perfect. All right. So before the ad starts, we got one more article. One more thing to talk about. Yeah, DM him, of course. Everyone DM him at once. Absolutely. No problem. Apple is apparently going to bring a software update to AirPods Pro called hearing aid mode. And that's very interesting. It's just a rumor. It's not confirmed. But it's interesting because then AirPods Pro would actually qualify as a hearing device, and they would need to get FDA approval for it. So they might not call it hearing aid mode, they might call it something else. But apparently it is quite likely, and I think this is another example of Apple's commitment to accessibility, which I really, really like. Do they not need approval in all countries? Well, yeah, depending on the regulation of which country they would need approval. But I like this a lot because it is an example of Apple's commitment to making products that really help people. This is another example of that. So yeah, we're gonna take a short break. We will see each other in 3 minutos for stuff about Gen AI. I know you're ready. See you in 3 minutes, chat. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 on a Intel Mac M1. And stream. You simply just cannot do that. It will not render the. I promised you to talk about dick pics. Blue, blue. Left upper forehead. Jens. Whoa. Excuse me. I mean, it's there. Very, very slightly. Wait, is this so we can send files into space? Like to aliens? Yo, check out my CV. Oh, would you hire me for UFO driver? Maybe you need someone to drive your ship. I would do it. I'll do it for $1 million a year. I will drive an alien spaceship. 24/7. In figuring out my passwords. Joke's on you, I don't have any passwords anymore. I only use passkeys. T. Drayson, you cannot roll 99,999 D20s. Oh no! Oh no! A time warp in the dark? That's kind of weird. But now what? Is there even a face there? Can anyone see anything? I don't see anything. Taking a picture is really like a screenshot, right? The question is, where would it end up? That's the real question. Because I would love them to be posted somewhere. 240 degrees. Oh, I went the wrong way. I went the wrong way. I'm sorry, Jay Walter. I went the wrong way on that one. But it is a time warp. This is a challenge. So what I wanted to do, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it yet. What I wanted to do was I wanted to have, basically I wanted to have this like here, like this, and oh no. Hi Ian, welcome to the stream. So good to see you. I wanted to have this basically here. I told you it wouldn't be allowed, Forex. I said it wouldn't be allowed. Block is going to be deleted as a feature except for DMs. Elon Musk cannot do this. The feature to block someone on the site is required as a social media app to be allowed on the App Store and Google Play Store. Well, technically, he can do it and be removed from the App Store and Google Play. Like, he could do it. Hello. Might need to update that command.
Garbage.
No, it's correct. I did update it. It is correct. Jerry is one of 2 lop bunnies we rescued in early 2023, who is white with brown spots. He loves to popcorn and likes nibbling on your feet. He misses his brother Ben a lot and will someday perhaps have a new friend to play with. It's correct. He's not the only one that misses Ben. We all miss Ben. Some commands no longer work, Exegete, like Toasty, unfortunately. Toasty has seen the death. Toasty has been removed. For now. But not to worry.
Garbage.
Have no fear. It shall return eventually. It will return. I just haven't had time. I just haven't had time. Okay? Don't at me. I had to get a lozenge for my throat. Because my throat's been tickling. So. Chat, I have a great idea. You know what our idea is? This next article, we are going to take this as a topic for a stream. Wix has released an AI chatbot that builds a website in seconds. So of course, it's not perfect and it can't do miracles, but I think that's worthy of trying out. What do you think? Also, yes, giggling in German because of Wix. Wix's new AI website builder. It's free, but you'll have to upgrade to Wix's premium plans if you want to do things like accept payments or you want to use something else than a Wix domain. 17 to create a site, you'll click on the Create with AI button and answer a few of the chatbot's questions. Within a few seconds, it generates something for you. You can edit in more conventional ways after it's created, tweaking the theme and layouts. There are bits of AI sprinkled in here and there for prompting image and text generation. When it announced the website generator last year, it was using out-of-the-box models for DALL-E. Really? Okay. I went ahead and took a crack at building a new tech website, The Vorge, that meets the description of The Verge's About page. The Vorge. But it's not The Vorge, I want The Vorge. Editing the theme, I described the futuristic technology news website I was looking for. Blah, blah, blah. It was at this point I realized that we are, in addition to being a tech news site, a hair salon. This is just a sample section. Vorge sounds like a skin-eating bacteria. Yes. It did a little bit of tweaking. Oh, they did one. Hold on, I want to see it. Okay. Okay, this is an image, so that was pretty lazy. That's pretty lazy. It's just 2 images. I mean, are these real posts? Do they actually work? Oh yeah, they do. Okay. Interesting. It's clearly far from being the actual Verge. You'd probably need to delve into Wix's advanced editing features and know things about actual web development, but it was very easy to use the basic AI generator, making it much easier to get to a basic starting point. Pivot Pro is blocked by the pie hole. Oh, that's very bad. Exegete, that's very bad. My sponsored stream on Monday is from Pivik, and if you're blocking Pivik, that's not good. That's not good for Monday. You're gonna need to make an exception on the pie hole for it, because on Monday we are going to absolutely smack this site with traffic. Once we have Pivik running on this site, we are going to absolutely overload it with traffic. So yeah. That you're gonna need to fix that. The real question is, would it be a website suitable for Japan? Because honestly, all Western sites kind of look the same at this point. Yeah, they kind of do. I actually don't know about that. That's something that A would probably have to answer. I'm the data daddy. I'm not the design daddy, okay? I can't give you information about design. I don't know about that stuff. All I know is that I read this article and I was very afraid. I am very afraid about audio jacking, and you should be afraid too because you're listening to my live stream. Apparently, you can weaponize large language models to audio jack transactions that involve bank account data. So, how does this work exactly? Well, you can hijack a live conversation and replace legitimate financial details with fraudulent ones. So you think you're on the phone to your bank, but what actually happens is, instead of your bank or a payment and somewhere you were going to make a payment to, you're actually given a different endpoint. And that is enough for an attack, for a proof of concept. And apparently all they need is 3 seconds of someone's voice to train a LLM to sound like you. You actually have a question for the data daddy, but it's entirely unrelated to today's topics. Do you know of any way I can visualize how approximately 1.2 thousand MySQL tables connect to each other that don't use foreign keys? Yes, I do. It's called column level lineage, and it depends where your MySQL tables are or where your MySQL database is. But there are, you can use column level lineage even if there are no foreign and primary keys. So if you'd like to talk about that, Ginny, slide into my DMs on the Discord. Or we talk about it in the Discord. We can also talk about it on Discord directly. Weaponizing LLMs for audio-based attacks. Audio jacking is a new type of generative AI-based attack that gives attackers the ability to intercept and manipulate live conversations without being detected. So I'm afraid of Twitch manipulating my live stream. I know it's irrational. But I'm afraid that Twitch would not give you what I'm telling you. Twitch would manipulate the audio of my stream to tell you something else. Now, I'm not afraid of one of you doing it. I'm afraid of Twitch doing it. And I'll tell you why. I'm afraid of Twitch doing it in the context of ads. I'm afraid of Twitch using my voice to read ads to you. To tell you about an upcoming ad or something. Instead of me doing it. I'm afraid of Twitch doing that. But anyway, I know it's irrational because Twitch doesn't own my content and stuff like that. Most of us you find trustworthy enough not to fact check you. Yes. We did discuss this, didn't we? Anyway, this is a very detailed article. It's very interesting to read about how this works. So here's an example. Victim A and Victim B. Hey, it was great seeing you at the conference yesterday. Hey, it was great seeing you at the conference yesterday. That's, you know, one-to-one, right? Me too. By the way, could you give me your Venmo account so I can share the lunch bill with you? Sure. It is 123. And instead of that being the message, they would send, give me a second, I need to pull it up. And then they would feed back, give me a second, I need to write it down, so that both parties wait. And then instead send, sure, it is 12 hack or whatever. Thank you, I will send it today. No problem, right? And this is how the distortion would happen. Do you want to put your podcast on Spotify? You're giving up the right to everything, including your voice. Which podcast? I don't have a podcast. Use the podcast command. I don't have a podcast. Do I have a podcast? It's the first I'm hearing about it. I don't think I have a podcast. Aha, you're saying philosophically. Aha. Right. You should still use the podcast command though. Do you want to put your podcast on Spotify? You're giving up the right to everything, including your voice. Wow. So their new T's and C's make your voice no longer yours? That's horrible. So horrible. That's so anti-consumer. That's so American. If we're being honest, right? Like all these companies, so I'm gonna go on a rant here. It's gonna get me in trouble, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Name one company that isn't American that has had privacy and ethics violations or terms and conditions or privacy concerns, and that isn't TikTok. Okay? Name it. Go. I'll wait. Go on. Name it. Name one example. Name one company. Canocal? What's Canocal? Canocal? Canonical? Canonical? I don't know this. Your company? I never heard about it. It could be that it exists, but the point is that we never hear about it. Why don't we hear about it? It's very simple. Because they don't have as many users. All these companies, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all these big social platforms, as well as all of these companies like OpenAI, Tesla, Apple, they're all American. I'm not saying America's bad. I'm saying that all these companies are American. And whenever we talk about privacy and ethics, it's always an American company. Maybe it's a correlation causation problem, or like a what do you call it? A circular reference issue, because they have all the users and all the user data, and the US doesn't have real privacy laws in place. It results in that. I don't know. But it just seems to me like we in Europe, we never hear about a European company blatantly disregarding privacy. It just, at scale, it just doesn't happen. Canonical is the producer of Ubuntu. Was there some kind of drama around that? I'm not aware. Anyway, that's the end of my rant. Now I'm going to talk about Google. Google Bard. Google Bard now has, finally, a free AI image generator in it. So initially, when Bard was released, it was just a chatbot. But now, Bard also has a image generator. There's like a huge storm outside. Considering how popular image generating is right now, Google Bard's recent update that adds AI image generation seems all but inevitable, and that's right. Using the tool is very simple. You can activate the AI image generator by simply entering a few words into the search bar, starting with English prompts, and then you click Generate More and download the ones you like. Simple. Should we try it? Never tried it. Oh wait, it's called Gemini now. Sorry. They renamed it. Generate an image of... Yeah, like stuff's moving outside, Steffi. Like that's serious storm. Generate an image of a Twitch live streamer with a colorful background talking about data privacy. I can't create... Oh, they turned it off, didn't they? Didn't they turn it off completely? They turned off all people generation, didn't they? They did. Didn't they turn it off? Oh, I forgot about that. Generate an image of a cool... of a construction vehicle with that is orange with a cool logo. What? I can't create images yet. Huh? At all? So they turned off image generation completely now or something. Weird. Okay, never mind. Weird. Okay. Apple also made one, by the way. They also made something. Did you know this, by the way? Yeah, huge fail. Apple made an AI image tool that lets you make edits by describing them. Did we talk about this last time? I can't remember. It's called MGIE. In the free version, the generator was never on. It was only in Gemini Advance. And they turned it off because it was woke. Yeah, it was. MGIE. MGIE stands for MLLM Guided Image Editing. And MGIE is Apple's answer to complex image editing, like with Photoshop, and allowing you to do it by simply speaking to the photo or using text prompts to do so. The model blends two different uses of multimodal language models. It learns how to interpret user prompts, and then it imagines what the edit would look like. So like if you ask for a bluer sky in the photo, then it will bump up the brightness in the sky portion of the photo. That's at least how it intends it, right? So common sense reasoning of making it more healthy would be adding vegetable toppings to a pizza. It's kind of wild. I haven't seen a demo of this yet. Maybe this is why they pulled off everyone from Apple Car to work on making photo editors. Anyway, this is just a paper for now. I haven't seen a demo. Apple made an MGIE available through GitHub for download, but it also released a web demo on Hugging Face. Ooh, okay, there's a web demo. Hold on. There's a web demo. Okay, let's edit an image. Let's do it. Let's find an image to edit. Let's obviously take something that we own. Let me just check something here. This is great. Yeah, let's do this one. Did you just take a screenshot? Is that really what you wanted? Okay, fine. We'll use the screenshot. Fine, you win. Fine. Wait, no, that didn't work. Okay. Guiding instruction-based image editing via multimodal large language models.
Can't do it.
Okay. Instruction.
We'll do it live. Okay.
Remove.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Okay, what should the instruction be, chat?
And we'll do it live.
What should the instruction be? Turn the gray area into, I don't know. Oh, remove face. Remove face from image. Fine. Do we think it's gonna work? I mean, if this works, you don't need me anymore, chat. I can just disappear. If the face in the image were removed, the image would focus solely on the man's clothing and computer screen he is interacting with. The image would lose its personal element and become a generic representation of a person using a computer. Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. Okay, let's try like this. Change the hair color from black to blue. We're on the same page, Steffi. No problem. Just like A. A also has blue hair. Oh. But how would I turn off the lights if you weren't here? I don't think it changed the hair color of the man in the photo. It's not quite there yet. I think we need to do... Okay, we need to make it easier. Hold on. We need to make it easier. Wait. Hold on. Thank you. Alright. So I'm gonna do it a favor. I'm gonna do it a favor, and I'm just gonna do remove background. Okay. How do I delete this? Like this. Maybe emotes confuse it. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's no problem. Change the hair color of the man in the photo from black to bright blue. I mean, you should be able to do this. It's just me.
Garbage.
This is garbage. Oh, a black image means the output did not pass the safety checker. Oh, come on. Why isn't it allowing me to do this? I own the content. It's mine. What in the world? I'm so terrified of AI. AI is terrifying. Okay, we're not doing this anymore. Alright. Good job, Apple. So you've all heard of Sora, right? You've all heard of Sora. You've all heard of Sora by now. OpenAI generating these crazy videos, right? You've heard of Sora. But you haven't heard of Hyper yet. Hyper, a video generation tool. And apparently, they want to build the most hyper-realistic video generating model. Hyper is very interesting because it's from two Google DeepMind alumni, Yishu Miao and Zihu Wang, who've publicly released Hyper with its own AI model. Miao used to work at TikTok's Global Trust and Safety team, which says a lot about him. And Wang used to work as a research scientist for DeepMind and Google, and started working on the company in 2021. So they've been doing this for several years. After training on video data, Miao mentioned to TechCrunch on a call that they found out that video generation was a more fascinating problem than 3D reconstruction. Okay. Hyper has raised $13.8 million in a seed round. I have to say, that's a pretty small amount of funding compared to some of these other AI startups. So this is how Hyper works. You can go to the site and you can generate videos for free, but it can only generate 2-second HD video and lower quality of up to 4 seconds for free. So I would say, let's try it out. Start creating. Ugh, let's sign in then. Fine. Gonna make me sign up. Blah blah blah. Alright. Chat, what would you like to generate? Tell me what it is. AI startups or GPT rappers? Create video with text. Repaint your video. Create with text prompt. Animate your image. Ooh, animate your image. That could be fun. Upload image. It's this one. Make the person in the image open and close their mouth and generate a text pop-up above a text bubble. above their head. Middleware at the kitchen table talking about their day with mommy DB and daddy front end. That is such a good prompt, Cypher. Cypher, that is such a good prompt. We have to do that one afterwards. I was gonna go with 2 cats guarding the entrance to hell, discussing the next person in the queue. Oh, really? Trash Puppy didn't do it? Oh, shame. Shame on Trash Puppy. Horrible. I will be glad to indulge you. It's taking a long time to generate, though. Put me in the back of the queue? Oh my gosh. Well, this is taking a long time. We will come back to this in a second. 12%. Okay, hold on. 12%. It's being generated. Okay. Chat, are you excited? It's gonna go to ask DALL-E to generate 116 images. I don't know, actually. 30 FPS times 4 seconds. 4 times 30. 120? Yeah, maybe. How abstract can you go? I mean... %. Oh, that last 2%. Oh, this is gonna be horrible, isn't it? This is so disturbing. Like, I know it's only 2 seconds, but... This is so... My thumbs are just, like, completely improportional to everything. I mean, to be fair, it nailed the text prompt, but like it didn't put any text in the prompt. I guess I didn't tell it what to put in the prompt. Anyway, let's try again. Create video with text. Wait, what's Kinkade? I don't know what Kinkade is. I'll just risk it. I have to wait 6 seconds. It's being very inclusive, I guess. They are the same picture. Middleware at the kitchen table talking about their day with mommy DB and daddy front end. Okay, we'll come back to that in a moment. The company aims to keep these features free in order to build a community. It's too early to think about building a subscription product. It has collaborated with companies like JD.com. What is JD.com? Can anyone tell me what this site is? Is this like an e-commerce site? I guess e-commerce of some kind. We used one of the original Sora prompts to generate a simple video. Several giant woolly mammoths approach treading through a snowy meadow, blah, 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 blah. And here's the video that it generated. Wow, great. Great 2 seconds of video. Meow said it reached privately out to a bunch of developers to try its closed API. Thomas Kikade is an artist. He does very bland art. Developer feedback is very important. Competition is ahead. Yes. So apparently there's another player called Runway that's raised 230 million in funding, which is it's a lot of money. Competition heating up feels a little premature. Yeah. What's your take on AI generated video, chat? We had a lot of discussions already about AI generated art. What's your take on AI generated video? Do we even need to stream anymore? Could I just generate my stream? I can just prompt it. Just prompt to generate a stream. Then I don't even need to actually stream anymore, do I? I mean...
Garbage.
Is this even live? Wouldn't you like to know? Can you prove if this is live or not? That's right. How do you know that this video that I'm showing you right now I can cancel this one. Delete. As with all things, the future is in prompt engineering. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. What does that even mean? I don't think the future is about prompt engineering. The future is about how to build things that help us make better products. No, what is wibbly wobbly? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. Middleware at the kitchen table. I mean, it's only 2 seconds, but sure. I mean, you can paint over it? Repaint. Ah, okay, cyberpunk. Let's make it cyberpunk instead. Is this kind of the style you were going for though, Cypher? For a gendered prompt, we got a same-sex couple. Yes, we did. Interesting. Very inclusive. It's a quote from Doctor Who. Oh, I have never watched Doctor Who. Sorry. Never watched Doctor Who. All right, so Microsoft, of course, doesn't want to be left out of this whole discussion of AI, right? Microsoft wants a seat at the table. So Microsoft also has released something, and they've done something in a completely different direction. They've launched something called Pirate, which is a red teaming tool for GenAI. Have I just lost half my viewers because I don't watch Doctor Who? Oh, my viewer count actually went down. I'm kidding, I don't have my viewer count on. I've never watched Doctor Who. I plan to at some point, I just haven't. Oh, here we go, okay. Cyberpunk style. I mean, it's basically the same, but everything's kind of just messed up. I mean, I would need to see longer video to really know if it's worth it. But so far, it's a bit creepy. So like I said, Microsoft doesn't want to be left out of this discussion about GenAI. Now, of course, Microsoft has a sizable stake in OpenAI, right? However, Microsoft has also developed its own thing called Pirate. So Pirate is an open access automation framework. So Pirate is short for Python Risk Identification Tool. And basically, it's a red teaming tool, which means it uncovers security vulnerabilities in GenAI. It is designed so that every organization can develop GenAI stuff, but do so without revealing company secrets, without causing, harm categories like hallucination, as well as misuse or prohibited content. Microsoft is now pro-piracy. Yes. So Pirate comes with 5 interfaces: target, datasets, scoring engine, the ability to support multiple attack strategies, and incorporating a memory component either in JSON or database. Interesting. So basically, the pirate agent sends a prompt that is malicious. It gets a response from the system, and then it sends the response to the scoring engine. It receives a response from the scoring engine, and then it sends a new prompt based on the feedback from the scoring engine. Interesting. This is very cool. It's a very cool approach. The tool is meant to highlight the risk hotspots by generating prompts that could be used to evaluate the AI system and flag areas that require further investigation. Nice. Cool. Very good. So let's switch up the topics a bit and let's start talking about companies who have released things or gotten funding. There's a couple announcements I want to talk about. One is, we talked about Apple Vision Pro earlier. Who here has heard of Snowplow before? I hope many of you have heard of Snowplow before, because I've talked about Snowplow in the past quite a bit. We actually use Snowplow for data collection at our company, the company I work for in my day job. And Snowplow is, to my knowledge, the first event tracking behavioral event data collection company that has released support for Apple Vision Pro. That's right. If you want to measure how people are using your website in this AR VR thing, then you can actually use Snowplow to measure it. Snowplow is not Snowflake's ingest platform. It is not. They are entirely separate. A friend's company is their biggest partner. Ah, really? Very cool. So you have two main features. One is called window group tracking. You can track and analyze user interactions within window groups. So open window event and dismiss window event. So you can understand how people move through, windows effectively. And then there's immersive space tracking, which tracks engagement and behavior within the augmented reality environment itself. That allows you to understand the spatial thing. So they've added something that they are calling auto-tracked immersive space context entity. So basically, with every event, they're going to send something called the open immersive space event to identify where in spatial terms everything was. So this is how you find out who left their YouTube window in the toilet. Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, I think it's pretty interesting. It's funny how fast they did that. Like, I don't think there's a real use case for companies yet to do it, but it's really funny how fast they were able to develop it. Of course, Snowplow is at core open source, although they have some restrictions on their license now. They've made some changes at the beginning of the year. The second announcement I want to talk about is Pinecone. I don't know if any of you have experience with vector databases. I am starting to look into vector databases and trying to understand more about the use case behind the vector database and how it operates in the context of AI and prompts and things like that. I haven't had enough time to spend with it yet. I fundamentally understand how they work, but yeah, I would like to know a little bit more about the technology. Their tool is well positioned for new datasets with unknown relations. Their tools feel well positioned for new datasets with unknown relations. Yes, Snowplow is great for tracking anything, basically. I mean, there's people who use it for tracking coffee machines and stuff, right? Because you can just everything in JSON. You can just collect JSON events, right? Don't need to worry too much. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, so a company called Pinecone has introduced a serverless vector database. It's designed so that you don't have to worry anymore about your, well, infrastructure and all that kind of stuff. The segregation of reads, writes, and storage significantly reduces expenses for workloads of all types and size. Multi-tenant compute layer. This sounds basically like AWS for VectorDB. Yeah, so basically this is used in a process called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, which I'm spending a lot more time on right now reading about to understand that a little bit more. And effectively during RAG, you use data in a vector database to combine the output of an LLM with knowledge so that it doesn't hallucinate. What's their consistency guarantee? I do not know what their consistency guarantee is. It's a very good question. The initial preview of the serverless option is available in one AWS region only. Oh, it's on AWS. Pinecone Serverless is available in public preview at 33 cents per gigabyte per month of storage, $8.25 per million read units, and $2 per million write units. And you get $100 for free to try it out, if you want to. So yeah, that's that. Speaking of Apple Vision Pro and all that stuff, we said that Apple is a software company, right? So that is why, probably, again, this supports the theory that Apple abandoned its car project because Apple is at heart a software company. And they also produce laptops and things like that, right? But they've been making software for a very long time. And that is why Apple launched a new open source programming language called PKL. It is a embeddable configuration language, hoping to take the stress out of small to large, simple to complex, ad hoc to repetitive configuration tasks. PKL is designed around a key value structure like JSON rather than imperative instructions like other programming languages. So basically, Apple has designed PKL to specialize in configuration along with a few quality of life features. PKL supports JSON, XML, and YAML property lists at launch to generate static configuration files. I don't know enough about programming to know why another language is useful. Yes, I said Apple was a design company in the context of saying that it's an excuse that you could say, oh, we're not doing this because we're a design company. I believe that Apple is more than anything else a company that builds software. They also build hardware, but they don't really manufacture it themselves, you know? Pickle adds a schema you can check your config against. Have you actually explored Pickle already? Is it also pronounced pickle? Pickle is cute. We all like pickles. But something this niche will probably never take off in PKL. I don't know. PKL Apple gets you one link, a GitHub page. Configuration as code language with rich validation and tooling. Interesting. I mean, I would love to know more about how it works. People are obviously using it already. What problem does it actually solve? I have no idea. I have no clue. I have no idea how to explain that. Someone very senior, or someone who understands programming languages more than me, would need to tell you why this does something that you can't do now. Generate any static configuration format. Define all your data in PKL and generate output for JSON. Yep, I don't know. I really don't get it. The last update before the ad, if we do ads, is Observable. Observable has launched something called Observable Framework, aka Observable 2.0. And Observable 2.0 is an open source static site generator for building fast, beautiful data apps. Hi, Dev Panda. I see you. So Observable Framework is very, very similar to Latitude's open source, to Evidence open source. These are all competing in the same space now. Open source data apps. Basically, these are all the equivalent of HTML implementations of data apps to compete against the likes of Shiny, which works with R code. Now, a lot of people don't use R anymore. A lot of people still do, but R has been moved out a little bit in recent years and dominated more by SQL and Python. And this is one way of doing that because you have JavaScript on the front end. And making apps with Shiny and R is very, very complex sometimes. So Observable aims to make that a little bit easier. You have basically JavaScript on the front end, but you can have any language on the back end. You can have SQL, Python, R, Rust, Go. It doesn't matter. And that's what's really interesting about it, aside from the fact that it's free and open source. But this is really interesting, really, really interesting. And I think that's something that we might explore. My use case with Evidence for Justin numbers is more than fulfilled. But yeah, if you want to write data backends in Rust and then use Observable to visualize it, great, go for it. I think it's a great idea. Yeah. So that is it for the startups and tech section. So I think we're already going to, let me think about this for a second. I think we're going to snooze the ads. How about that? I think we're going to snooze the ads. If we can. Can we even snooze them? I have no idea. Can you write the backend in HTML? It's a trendy programming language. I think you can write the backend in HTML. I have no idea. I have a really fun Swiss news article for you this week. Baloise is an insurance company here in Switzerland. They sell insurance for all kinds of stuff. They sell insurance for, they sell car insurance, they sell home insurance, all kinds of insurance. Baloise built in the video game GTA 5 an office where you can actually buy insurance. You can speak to someone from the company about your policy and actually buy insurance in the game. And they created these character models of these two people that work for the company, and they made this whole, like, they made all these like very funny jokes about how GTA, like, obviously it's very, Los Santos is very dangerous, and you know, you parked your helicopter in the wrong place. I don't think you can insure things in GTA. I don't think that's how it works. But basically they sell all kinds of stuff. It's great. It is actually hilarious. So it was released on a private GTA server, a GTA roleplay server called Swiss Hub RP. And yeah, and that is basically the biggest server in Switzerland for GTA. And when I read this, it was pretty funny. And they also have done a live stream. So they had a live stream. Oh, these are just clips. Wait, maybe there's a full stream. That's only 40. It's only clips. Don't they have the broadcasts? Oh, I guess they didn't publish the VOD. But yeah, basically they had their brand. They had their brand, because obviously it's like they use like custom skin packs and stuff, right? Look, someone crashes their car and the insurance agent's like, oh, you probably need insurance for this, you know. It's so funny. It's just so funny. May I post the funniest GTA RP clip ever made? Oh, why are ads running? Oh my gosh. Twitch, come on. I snoozed them. I hate this. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Because I have melon testers right here. I'm sorry, chat. I should not have made that joke. I should not have made that joke. I should not. Know that it works now. Please send me that sound. I need it. Sure. Uh-oh. Wait, I can't see where it's coming from. Where did it come from? We gotta test it continues working. Thank you very much for the sub, anonymous gifter. There you go, TD. Your name is on my lips. Which I don't need to do. So I need to find a way to add blur. How can I add blur? Oh no. No. No, 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 no. This is not good. No! This is not good. Time warp in this situation is...
You took a screenshot.
Oh no. Exegeti took a screenshot. How dare you? I don't know if you've seen that, but there is a long bunny that you can make very, very long if you so wish. Yes, exactly, chef. I think the maximum was like 16 or something.
Garbage.
It's quite funny. So I came up with card select, card flip, and card state. Blee blue blah blah bloop is your audio cue in case you are AFK and wondering if I've come back to the stream. Jerry, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you excited to be in the toilet? What's going on? Ben is over in the hutch, right? Ben's in the hutch. Oh, holy moly, that's zoomies. We have some serious zoomies happening. He's so excited. Maybe because he knows it's my birthday. Welcome back, chat. Lamborghini tractor. Only if I write PHP code. May I post the funniest GTA RP clip ever made? Well,
Garbage.
if you say that, it better be funny. Exegete. It better be funny.
You ever you ever do fencing?
No, I guess I have. Interested in doing it. Yes. I'm getting into it. No.
I was a
DJ.
fencer for years. When you wear the fencing outfit for women, they have like a there's like these big metal like cups for your boobs, you know, but they're like
Makes sense.
they're like steel, like over your whole tits underneath underneath the vest part. It's
It's like going full Madonna.
yeah,
Like
kinda, yeah, kinda,
29.
yeah,
Yeah.
kinda,
I feel that.
Badass.
yeah. And then you gotta
That's
dig the
cool.
hole for the fence. It's a nightmare.
What? I do not understand. I don't understand. Dig the hole for the fence. Is it just a joke about making a fence? I'm very disappointed, Exegete. I'm very disappointed. Anyway, let's watch a video. Let's watch a video. This is the trailer for GTA, for Balawaz's office in GTA. And they called it Grand Theft Insurance. It's funny. It's very funny. Fencing is a sport with swords and a way of dividing areas of land. Yes, it is. It is. It is. Anyway, in Twitch news this week, a very funny thing has happened. How many of you are familiar with the phenomenon of co-working on Twitch? A lot of you should be familiar with that. Left outer join is the only true join. Hey Ian, good to see you again. So many of you are probably familiar with the phenomenon of co-working on Twitch. Basically, there's a few different ideas behind it. One is that there's an idea of body doubling, which is effectively when you see someone else working, it can motivate you to get things done too. The other thing is for inspiration. Maybe you want someone to see how they organize their tasks, or how they organize their day, or how they organize their diary, or whatever. Like how they do their work might give you ideas on how to do your work better, right? There's also people who use it for accountability, right? Because they think, oh, I'm not going to get anything done. So there's, you know, task lists in there, and they can join a task list, and they can put in what they're working on, and then they have check-ins. And a lot of people do that for these, you know, using a Pomodoro method, where you do a timed thing of like 30 or 35 minutes of focused work, and then you take a break and you talk all together, right? And I can understand the appeal of being part of a community, and feeling like you're getting things done, if that's something that's important to you. Now, co-working doesn't have its own category. You may see where this is going, chat. Co-working doesn't have its own category. So, a lot of the streamers in co-working, they stream in just chatting, they stream in, sometimes they stream in software and game dev, if they're doing like design work or something like that. But basically, a lot of streamers in co-working didn't have a category to stream in. So, at some point, a few weeks ago, I started noticing that the co-working streamers were streaming in a category called co-working. And you may be wondering about how that works. Well, here's a review of Twitch's category system. When you have Twitch's category system, it looks like this, right? You have just chatting, you have art, you have science and technology. Now the thing is that you have categories that are not games, like music or software and game dev. These are all categories that Twitch has explicitly created. There are not that many. I think there's under 20 of them. However, all the other categories are games, like Valorant, Minecraft, etc. And all of these games come from IGDB, the International Game Database. So if you put a game on IGDB, and it is accepted, your game automatically becomes a Twitch category that you can stream in. Now, when you search for co-working here, now, you won't find anything anymore because they removed it. Because what happened was, there was a game called co-working, and the streamers started streaming in this category. And it's no longer visible now. But basically, now, I mean, there's been a user voice for some time to create a co-working category, right? They did not pull a daytiddle because people from the co-working section didn't go and create a game for co-working. Now, of course, if they were inspired at all by my video, someone in that category might get the bright idea to create a game with task management in it. Here's the thing, chat. Here's the thing. Someone like AG Soldier or X Humming or one of these big streamers in the co-working category might actually create a game with task management and call it co-working and pitch it as a game that you can play on stream, and then they would have their category. But they'd have to do it properly. They would have to say, this is a on-stream game. It is for the purposes of amusement, but also accountability. There are lots of games on IGDB that are serious. They don't all have to be like super fun games. Basically a game that allows you to adjust Pomodoro. It allows like a whole game, a whole web browser game that allows you to adjust Pomodoro timers, that allows you to do task management. The irony is that so many streamers have these functions on their stream, but they're from disparate sources. They're from like 100 different websites. So they all have different styles. They all have different methods of using it. Some streamers have !task. Some streamers have !list. Some streamers have !pomo. Like there's all these different standards. If you created a game for this category, which is a big category, you could really do something cool. Because then you could funnel everyone into this one category. So if you're a developer and you're thinking about, I would love to build a little website at the moment, build this. Build a game for Twitch streamers called co-working. Make it full of features that all the co-working streamers would use. Spin the wheel, giveaways, integrate it with Twitch chat. Boom. You're done. You will get it accepted. People will love the game. Pomodoro timer, everything. And that way, we can stop this whole, we need a co-working category. We need a cybersecurity category. Just make it yourself. Make the thing that you want. Make a game that fits to what you want to do on stream, and then you'll get it. You'll get the category. No question. I got mine as a joke. And the thing is that Twitch is not going to create it for you, okay? Cybersecurity, the user voice on cybersecurity. This is the top voted idea. It has 9,000 votes. It is over 2 years old. Twitch is not going to create a cybersecurity category. Try as much as you want. It's not going to happen. They won't do it. Just like they won't create a co-working and study category. Just like they won't create a creative writing category. Just like they won't create a song battle category. They won't create an analytics category, a Lego or brick building category. They're not gonna do it because it opens the floodgates. And it means that they would have to accept every single creative title ever. And they're not gonna do it. Also, chat, don't be afraid, I'm ranting. You can talk in chat while I'm ranting. Anyway, that's the Twitch highlight of the week. And now we come to the random pick
and subscribe.
Of the week.
Bye.
These are comparatively really small numbers, especially when you look at some of the other categories that have much more than that subscribers for a single streamer. Yeah, the thing is, Ginny, people don't understand power dynamics, right? People don't understand power dynamics and how businesses work, okay? People don't understand Twitch's value comes from running advertisements on streams. They get paid for those ads, right? And they earn money by taking 50% of streamers' income for subscriptions, okay? And when people buy bits, they take a little percentage. Okay, that's how Twitch earns money. What incentive does Twitch have to create a better category for a tiny speck on the Twitch map of streamers and community and viewers, right? The viewership in co-working, the viewership in science and tech is a fraction of the size of the total platform. So of course, if they do that, it opens the floodgates that every single category outside of gaming, which cumulatively speaking is probably maybe 20% of viewership, I don't know, that all of them start to complain that they want this and they want that, and you did it for them, you need to do it for us. And then Twitch is spending so much of its resources catering to the 20% when that doesn't help their business model. Their business model is high viewership, high ads, as much money as possible from subscriptions. That's their viewer model. So you're saying the way that you get your category is to talk to an advertising agency and go to Twitch in concert with the ad agency saying, we'll pay you to advertise our product in this new category. 100%. If you pay an agency to go to Twitch and make an ad deal, Twitch will give you a category. I guarantee it. 100% they would do it. Of course, you have to be prepared to pay Twitch's ad fees, right? It's not cheap. This isn't like, oh, I can just pay $50 and get an ad on Twitch. I think the minimum buy-in for ads on Twitch is going to be 10, 20K at least, probably more. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. You need a sizable chunk of money. I'm pretty sure. I don't think that you could buy ads on Twitch for anything less than that. No, not million. No. I think you can run small ads. I think you can run ads with like 100K impressions or something like that in a smaller category. I think you can do that. Maybe we should ask. Should we find out? Well, we can figure it out if you want. We can go to Twitch advertising and we can ask. You want to fill out the form? I'm gonna get in so much trouble for wasting their time. See here. Oh. Here, see. Less than 50,000. Here's their budget ranges. So it is definitely, I mean, it's possible. Less than 50,000, but that's the rough sizing that you're working with. I don't want to pay Twitch $50,000 to run an ad to get a category. But I'm saying if all the co-working streamers raised money for an ad campaign, you're absolutely right, Ginny. They could definitely get Twitch to create a category for that ad campaign. So speaking of campaign, there was a little bit of a situation at a Willy Wonka chocolate experience event in Scotland, in Glasgow, where apparently police were called to the scene because of how horrendous it was.
Why?
Why is AI even in this? Okay, so basically, they created images with AI to demonstrate what this experience is going to look like. The reality looked very different. It was basically a warehouse with props. Now, to be fair, the props themselves looked okay, but there was very little decoration. Very little decoration. And the reason that the police were called to this is because children were apparently absolutely upset, and the company that charged for the event had people basically complaining of, well, we want our money back, because the factory where they did this was dirty windows, exposed air conditioning systems, rented props on like a completely bare floor. Like it is, yeah. I mean, if you want to see the most horrendous one, it's the Oompa Loompa. I mean, let's look at that. Where was the... Hold on. Why is this so slow? Ah, seriously? There was a wonderful photo. I need to list the slides probably. There was a photo went around on Twitter of I gotta show you, hold on. This is the photo. This one. This is the photo of the Oompa Loompa doing the science experiment. I mean, look. Honestly, it just looks like a meth lab. Just looks like a meth lab to me. Like, I don't see any difference between this super low effort production and a meth lab. Anyway, so there's a mother in particular who has terminal cancer who is fighting them for a refund because that's how bad this entire thing was. Anyway, yeah, so the whole thing is really bad. Like I said, random. Walter White meets Willy Wonka. Oh my gosh, they both have WW initials. Oh no. There's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. It's actually a meth lab. So a golden ticket is just like a bribe? Yeah. Disappointed families reported that the whimsical Oompa Loompas turned out to be struggling actors frantically reciting scripts that were handed out the night before the event. Actors reportedly wrote on social media that they were asked to improvise with props that weren't even there when they arrived. Yeah, it's bad. Scripts. Yes, they had scripts for this. Can you make the scenes for the WW scene? Sure can do. Walter Wright coming up. It's bad. It's very bad. It's bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. This was also a whole scene from the show. Yes, it was, yeah. The Oompa Loompa now has a job offer from London Dungeon. Wait, what's London Dungeon? London Dungeon. Ah, the scary thing. Ah, the haunted house thing. Cool. Nice. Very cool. Wait, is that true? Is that true? That's really cool if it's true. That's very cool. Very cool. Truer. Okay. I'll trust you on that one, Dev Panda. All right, so I think it's time, chat. I think it's time. I think it is time. Sorry, not the Oompa Loompa. Oh, not the Oompa Loompa. Oh, the breakout star. Ah, after frightening children as the baffling villain of a failed family pop-up event. Felicia. Cool. Well, at least there's some positive spin to the story. That's nice. That's nice. Chat, I think it's time to wrap up. It is time to wrap up. I think we need to call it for today. Definitely Monday. Please, if you have time, I would love to have you on the stream on Monday. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to ask you all to spam my website with it's going to be good fun. We're going to install some tracking. We're going to have a look at the PVIC as a tool. We will not be doing bunny suit because we won't be doing that. You can DDoS me with your toothbrush. Exactly. There's no one on my raid list online, so let's take a look. Let's take a look in the followers. We got Bash sitting at 600. Wow. Okay, Nate's online. Will we be doing end stream? No, we will not be doing end stream. I even had to disable end stream because all of the assets in there. Oh, I see what we're doing. We're gonna raid Shook. Shook's been on for 20 minutes. Perfect. Shook is really cool. You will like Shook. She is doing dev stuff. Very, very cool. So I'll hopefully see you on Monday. I really hope so. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. You won't be able to end the stream, and I won't be in a bunny suit, but there may be some other things by then that are back in the list, you know, of stuff. No offense and not negatively meant, but I do believe it isn't that moment to wrap up. Yeah, it's more for me than for you. Thanks very much, TG. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you being here. I'm glad that you're enjoying the content as usual. It's good. Makes me happy. Makes me happy to know that some people enjoy it. Look, I stream for me. I stream for me. And it's great that other people want to hang out with me. AKA Data Daddy. I think it's cool. I think it's cool that other people want to hang out and you know, find out funny things and read news articles and do weird stuff on stream. Still didn't make up whether I like your voice more than your face. See you Monday, peoples.